Isekai.
The Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage. Chapter 27, Prince Yu of First Rank. Shin Miao, Feng and Ning could not help but be startled. Shin Miao and her sat at the same table on normal days in Guangwentang, and naturally saw it clearly than others. That was indeed Shen Miao. There was no mistake. These days Shen Miao's temperament has calmed down quite a lot. Even though she used to be very quiet, but she no longer followed behind Shen Yu and Shen Qing and say something ignorantly or stupidly. Thus, her quiet appearance was not bad. Feng and Ning thought that Shen Miao only became smarter but did not think that if she were to dress up formally, she would be shocked by everyone. Because of the recuperation after falling into the water, she had slimmed down a lot. Normally one would not notice, but, from today, her chin was sharper a little, making her previous appearance of 11 or 12 years old look like a young budding beauty at 14 of age. It was as if the baby that was curled up in the nest of beasts had finally woke up, and the claws were brandished for the first time. Pei Lang was also at the male side of the banquet. Even though he was just a teacher in Guangwentang, everyone respected talented people, and he had some status in the official circles. To be this talented at young age, if he would enter the official circles, he would be able to hold a position. Everyone in the official circles was smart, and know that to pave for their future even though Pei Lang had yet to go in that direction. Shen Miao's gaze swept over to the male side of the banquet, and landed on Pei Lang for a moment. She knew that in today's academy examinations, even though Pei Lang was an accounting teacher, during the contending of talents, it was then when students were able to challenge the teachers. Pei Lang's literary talent on the circulation of law was well-founded, which impressed Fu Ziyu. Afterward, to win over this talent to his side, Fu Ziyu made a lot of actions before finally gaining the powerful force of Pei Lang. In this lifetime, this matter absolutely must not happen. Pei Lang was sensitive, and felt that the young lady, who was sitting far away, was on himself, and observing like a hunter, watching its valuable prey. That made him felt a strange feeling in his heart. He looked over but Shen Miao had long turned her head over. The Darans around were full of praise. The daughter of General Shin has such air at such a young age. One must not underestimate her future. Her appearance is also good. A blue-clad youth said, originally did not realize that this Shen Miao was considered a beauty. When youths look at young ladies, they only see their appearance. Unfortunately she is a stupid foolish thing. After Kailen recovered from his short astonishment, he was dissatisfied that everyone was looking at Shen Miao, and ignored Shen Yu, so he coldly scoffed. You are then a stupid foolish thing. An unexpected voice exploded in his heart. Kailen jumps in front, and saw a red satin-clad red dumpling staring at him. He was short but his imposing manner was great. Apologies. A green-clad youth rushed over to Kailen, and smiled. My younger brother was rude, and have offended. Kailen wanted to scold someone but, when he saw that the other person was the heir of Ping Nanbo, Su Mingfeng, he swallowed the words that were at the edge of his tongue. Su Mingfeng was Zi Jingxing's close friend, who would dare to mess with him. Eldest brother, Su Minglang tugged the edge of Su Mingfeng's clothes. That older sister is very pretty. You should marry her as your wife. Su Mingfeng's lips stiffened. Fortunately, Su Minglang's voice was very soft, and no one heard it. He leans over slightly, and asked, does second younger brother know young lady Shen? I do not know. Su Minglang played with his fingers innocently. After that, Su Mingfeng did not speak anymore. Shen Miao walked behind Ren Wanyun's entourage, and to the female area of the banquet. Generally at the female side of the banquet, the Furens, and ladies would sit randomly with their familiar and close friends, and this was the same with the young ladies. But Shen Miao, other than going to Guangwentang, would be at home, not including Shen Yu and Shen King. No one in Guangwentang was willing to be friends with her. She was also not angry nor worried, and just find a seat to sit down. She was not afraid of these young ladies isolating her, but, on the contrary, enjoying this calm and quiet feeling. Those young ladies saw that Shen Miao was dressed differently today, and became somewhat jealous. They wanted to see her making a fool of herself, and purposely isolated her, but they saw Shen Miao sitting down by herself, and did not appear to be miserable. There were chessboards and leaf cards that were on the table so that the young ladies would not feel bored. She thought for a little before picking the chess pieces from the chess basket, and started to play against herself. She makes no sense of any of the 4 scholarly arts previously because of the second and third household deliberate actions to increase her hate for them. After she got married to Fu Ziyu, she had no time to learn. Thus, when she returns from Qin country, and faced the exquisite Mai Furen, who could sing and dance, she felt inferior in her heart. Those concubines in the palace compared her and Mai Furen, and said that she was vulgar and ignorant because she came from a military lineage. That was why Fu Ziyu would not even see this kind of empress like her. However, one didn't need to be a talent in chess to play chess. Even though she did not know how to play chess, but, because of those years when she went to Qing country for Fu Ziyu, she studies meticulously a number of the art of war. She did not know how to play chess, but knew how to use troops. This was chess of war. The noble females looked from afar, and saw Shen Miao's calm and composed self. This kind of indifference and attitude of her in a higher status divided her apart from the rest, as if she was high up, and the rest of them were of lower status. Fifth young lady has changed a lot today. Yi Furen smiled at Ren Wanyan, and said, she seemed to have become an adult. It was not good for her to say that Shen Miao had clearly suppressed Shen Yu and Shen King, and can only remind Ren Wanyan in a roundabout way. How could Ren Wanyan not know? She was good at observing other words and gestures, and throughout the walkover, everyone's eyes were not at her nor Shen Yu or Shen King, but were obviously on Shen Miao, who was walking at the back. She was fuming with rage in her heart. It seemed that Shen Miao was putting a lot of effort this time. She knew that Prince Ding would be present at the academy examinations, and trying always to attract Prince Ding's attention, and compete with her King She picked up the teacup, and looked over at the male side of the banquet as she laughed. Is it not? Now that her age is no longer young? Old Tai Tai doted on little Five, saying that since eldest brother-in-law is not present, she said to me just before we leave that I have to take a good look if there is anyone suitable. Chen Rakayus, who was sitting by the side, a vision suddenly moved. Take a good look. Shen Yu and Shen King were older as compared with Shen Miao, but they have to look for Shen Miao first. Naturally, it was not because of the kindness of old Shen Furen. Old Shen Furen hated the entire family of the first household, so how would Shen Miao have anything good out of it? Chen Rakayu's gaze landed on Shen King, who was talking to Yi Peilan. Ren Wanyan seemed to be urgently settling Shen Miao's marriage before Shen Xin's return. Why? Was it because Shen King was also in love with Prince Ding, and want to remove the biggest threat for Shen King? Just as she was thinking, she heard a racket forming at the male side of the banquet. Zhang Furen mentioned, Prince Yu of first rank has arrived. Shen Miao, who was contemplating the next move, paused, and the white piece immediately fell onto the board. She raised her eyes, and looked towards the male side of the banquet with eyes full of calm. Prince Yu of first rank. In the past lifetime, old Shen Furan wanted to marry her off to that crippled and sexual lowlife who was currently 42 years old. If she wasn't obsessed with Fu Ziyu and push her way to be his dependent, most likely she would become a pile of bones in the residence of Prince Yu.